Everyone, please stay on. You are about to enjoy a group chat on forgiveness. Giving everybody, we said we'll start at 8:30, and this time I'm starting at 8:30. Okay, today I would like to discuss forgiveness. I would like everyone to start chiming in on ways that they incorporate forgiveness in their lives. I will try to answer as many questions about forgiveness as I can. I've done a lot of research. I've also done an activity with abused and neglected children. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do actually a project with you, something that you could do from home on ways to forgiveness. It's a really hard job. I'm not going to say it's an easy job, but knowing that, as I always stated, forgiveness is not for them, it's for you. So the meaning of forgiveness is the action of process of forgiving or being forgiven. The Latin root to forgiveness is to give completely without reservation. You probably say, how could I do that? I feel so stupid. How could I let myself be put in situations, and now what do I do? Well, the hardest thing and the first step to forgiveness is you have to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for being stupid. Forgive yourself for trusting someone. Forgive yourself for all the things that has happened to you. And just remember, when you forgive, you get your power back. Then your anxiety level actually goes down. Everyone has anxiety. It doesn't have to be where you're diagnosed with anxiety. Well, when our mind is racing and we're running around, that is our anxiety reacting to what we're doing. So when you dwell on forgiveness, on what the person did to you, this one did this one did that, you're not completely within yourself. I just want everyone through this discussion to just always remember, forgiveness doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Forgiveness doesn't mean that Johnny didn't hit you. Forgiveness means that you are forgiven and you are working on you. And that's part of our self-care. So, examples of forgiveness. Sometimes we have to just say, you know what? I forgive my parents. Our parents, as we are parents, they're all learning and they have done things that we may not have liking. So forgive your siblings, forgive your family for whatever they've done to you. Forgive your sexual abuser. Now I know everybody's like, what? Yes, he sexually abused you, but you're going to forgive him. Forgive your physical abuser. If a man, woman, child is hitting you, hurting you, you have to forgive them. Forgive your emotional and mental abuser. Just remember, this is not for them. This is for you. So what we do is we harbor on all that has happened and we hold it in and it's bottled up. But you know what? Forgive your family members. Forgive your sisters. Forgive your cousins. Forgive all that relationship stuff. So once you begin your process of forgiveness, you will say, what once hurt you will no longer hurt you. So you hurt me, but I'm taking my power back, and you're not going to hurt me no more. I'm not going to allow you to hurt me. I'm not going to allow you to disrespect me. I took a quote from Nelson Mandela, and he said, resentment is like drinking poison and hoping it will kill your enemies. Because the poison that we're putting in our bodies is the stuff that we're holding in that's festering in our hearts and our minds. And that's the poison that we're drinking. And you know what? The person who has hurt you is probably living their best life because you're still dwelling on what they did to you. They're living their best life. So I want everyone to work on this. Right now, I just want ideas on how did you forgive? How did you forgive a person? Some people have looked in mirrors and said, I forgive you, I forgive you. But you're wondering, why does it come back? If I'm saying I forgive this person, why is it coming back? Wait. Hold up. Forgiveness is a process. So there's an activity that I did with abused and neglected children. Mostly, I started the project off with sexually abused girls because they kept thinking about it and they're like, Miss Sims, why did he hurt me? What did I do? Sometimes we don't have to do anything. And of course, sexual abuse, you shouldn't do nothing. A man should not touch a child. So what I did was I went to the 99-cent store and I purchased a red plant pot. I purchased these flowers. Aren't they beautiful? And then I purchased some indoor and outdoor soil, all from the dollar store. And what I did was, as I told you guys, write a list and write a list of things you want to forgive. One of the things that I wrote was, I forgive me for not forgiving those who affected me a long time ago. So I'm going to close this up and I'm going to put it in my plant box because I may need to talk to this plant box a couple more times when I go into this. I wrote, I forgive my ex-husband for disrupting our marriage. We both disrupted it, but I'm forgiving him. I already put my forgiveness for myself. There was an incident. I'm forgiving this person. I can't read this due to privacy. There was an incident that occurred and I'm going to have to forgive them. So this one was a hard one for me to write because it hits deep and that may take a while. Another one was that I am going to share with you guys because I'm a daddy's girl and I've always been. But I wrote, I forgive my father for going to jail and leaving me all alone. Growing up, my father was in and out of jail. You guys can't talk about him, but this is something I did. And when you learn to forgive, you learn to accept. And we'll do something on acceptance. I forgive jobs that I enjoyed and I worked for. Have to put them in there. Another touchy situation. I forgive a man who left me for his wife. Yes, we've all been in those relationships. Another topic we will touch on. Another touchy one that I wrote was, I forgive my brother's murderers. That one was really hard to write because I didn't want to write it. But you know what? I have to forgive them so that much sleep and I can sleep more at night. So we're going to put that in the pot. We're going to put these pretty flowers on top because you know what? We need to fester this and let this be known that this is my forgiveness pot and I may have to go through it. I'm going to add some water to it. And we're going to put some soil on top. Now, this pot I'm going to have to revisit a few times because I know that I'm going to think about some of these things that I've put in here. When I did it with my kids at work, I also put some of these things in the pot with them. They pot we couldn't always dig in because it had a lot of information in here. So I had promised the children that I would stir the pot as needed. I'm going to add some water because water is going to bring flowers and flowers bring life. It helps us breathe. And then we're going to take our hands and we're going to dig in the soil. We're going to turn all the things that we put in our pot. Now, if you guys saying, "Oh, I can't touch dirt," I got my nails done. I have gel nails. It does not affect your nails, but guess what? It's therapeutic. And you know what? I forgive me for forgiving them. I forgive me. So, with that said, you guys could use a water bottle. You could put names in your water bottle. You could put a top on it. Now, I may have to go to this pot and talk to it again because there's still some stuff that I'm working on. So I'm not going to say that I'm not going to go to this pot. For right now, I just want everyone to type either a first name or a last name of someone you want to forgive. If you don't want to share, I completely understand. If you don't want to share who you want to forgive, I completely understand, but I'm asking, put a first name out there, put a last name, and say, I forgive you. I forgive you. For those that believe in God, which is me, I forgive you. May God bless you. For those that believe in a higher being, for those that believe in whatever you want, put it in a pot. It's all of $3. But by the summertime, hopefully, I don't have a green thumb, but hopefully I have these beautiful plants that I will take a picture and show to my guests. Priscilla Rhodes, she forgives Ann. She forgives her move on. Danielle said, I think when you forgive someone, they feel like it's okay and they was right. Danielle, no, you're not forgiving them for them. You know what? Sometimes you could say, you know what? I forgive you. And you could totally keep them out of your life because we're not promoting bad energy. Yes. Tanya is a child of God. And you know what? God has forgiven us. Jesus has forgiven us. So why not? Oh, my sister put it out there. Yes, Joy. She forgives Keon Garrison. Just forgive. Let's go, everyone. Get a pot. Get something. Write it down. Write it in your journal. When you're doing those self-talks in the mirror, say, you know what? I forgive my mother for slapping me on the corner. Because it's something I think about all the time, all those beatings. Not to say that they weren't worth it, because if I wouldn't have got the discipline that I received from my parents, my uncles, and my aunts, I wouldn't be the woman I am today. So discipline was a good thing, but sometimes it got rough. Many wrote, you have to forgive forgive yourself first and love yourself before you can love anybody else. Yes, self-love is very important and it's part of our self-care. Forgiveness is part of self-care because you know what? If you don't forgive, you're the one with the poison in your stomach. You're the one going through it. I want to take some more before I end it on forgiveness. You guys can always call me 917-449-4042 to work on things that you've been thinking about. It'll be completely confidential. You can email me at Janelle, JAN_Ruben, RUBEN, at MSN.com. Email me with any questions. But what are we forgiving? Yes, Joy, you have to love you. And you know, all of us say, I love my kids before I love anyone. No. If you don't love you, you cannot share love. You have to love you. So I'm glad you wrote that. Anyone else on forgiveness? I don't want to close it out because I know everyone was looking forward to this. But most definitely, get your plants, get your plant pots, dig in the soil. I'm actually keep doing it. Priscilla forgive herself for being neglected. Danielle forgives her mother. That's what we need to do. Forgive. How about the man that has ever slapped you, abused you, talked down to you, make you feel less of a woman? How about the man that never built up your self-esteem? How about your mother who didn't build up your self-esteem? How about your father who walked out and never came back? I guess that milk run, daddy went to go get milk or Pampers and never came back. All those things you got to forgive. You got to forgive. Because you say, oh, I love this person, I love this person, but you don't forgive them. And you know what? Because I forgave my father, him and I are the best of friends. Y'all thought I was the daddy's girl then? Think now, because forgiveness comes with acceptance. And it's not to say it's okay because you did so X, Y, and Z to me. It's saying it's not okay. But you know what? I can't live with that guilt. I can't live with that anger. Because you know what? It will come out. It will come out. And I don't want no one to go to jail. I'd rather you guys call and talk to me, vent. This is a no judgment zone. But I need you guys to write what you forgive. Let's put some first names up there. How about the broken heart? I always go to relationships because you know what? Everyone has had a broken heart. About everyone's been cheated on. Everyone's been lied to. But if you could sit here and still say, when you go to bed tonight and say, oh, I can't do this, Janelle. Oh, I cannot do this. I'm not forgiving him. Then you will have sleepless nights. And guess what? They will sleep well at night. Just from forgiveness. I'm going to stick my hand in here because this is bringing up some stuff. Behind my mother's death and all that has came with it. You're welcome, Minnie. I'll try to have some more. My little niece has some things working for me. Her name is Jia Jian, so you'll hear all about her. We got some good things coming from this because you know what? Awilda wrote last week that the hood needs these conversations, and they do. The hood needs these conversations because no one in the hood, in our communities, in the communities that we serve, is going to sit with no therapist. But we got to get the word out somehow, and this is how we can get it out. Priscilla forgives Mr. Brown. Yes. Anyone else? Can we just forgive? Sonia forgives her family members for making her the black sheep of her family. I think somebody could contest to that on here, Sonia. Miss Ford, I forgive anyone who did me wrong. My life is filled with love and joy and wanted to continue. Ebony wrote, I forgave everyone whom I left hurt me because I can't carry that in my heart. I forgive my sister, family for many reasons. Yes, Ebony. That's what you have to do. You got to let it go. You got to put it in God's hands, the higher being's hands. You got to let it go. But you know what? With these plants and putting the names in a bottle of water, you may have to keep it. You're not ready. I'm not saying go and bury the water. You may have to keep it because talking to it also helps. I put this in these plants and I just need you to look over me and give me the strength because there's still bitterness and I still want to forgive, but I can't. I can't. My cousins will tell you all about that. Those that know them, I want to forgive, but I can't. God knows. But we know what we would have want to be forgiven. And you know what? If I hurt anyone or crossed anyone, I hope you forgive me because I forgive you. So let's talk. We're talking about forgiveness. Those that are joining in. Anybody else? Thank you, Alana. Speaking about the absolute truth. And you have forgiven so many people. But continue. Don't stop because it's going to come back to mind. It eventually goes because you're praying for it to go. You're praying for it to be forgiven. It doesn't happen overnight. So I don't want you guys to go, oh, Janelle, you done said I was going, if I say put Johnny in the cup and I put him in there and I'm still hurting. It's okay to be hurt. Now work through the hurt. And that's talking to your close friends. That's why I gave everyone my information. I had my phone number for 15 years, so if it's still in your phone, it works. Talk to me, call me, email me with questions on how could we further this. But I'm doing this for my community, the community I grew up in. I grew up in the South Bronx. We didn't have much, but we had each other, and those that grew up with me, we also had each other. I have a big family, and I'm fortunate, but I had friends who didn't, and we took each other, and we called each other family, and we are family, and we remain family. We may not speak all the time, but they know how much I love them, and they love me. We do know. So I don't want to take up a lot of everyone's time, but I just want, if you need activities on forgiveness, I have a bunch. My girlfriend, Elizabeth Nash, wrote a GEMS book and some GEMS policies, and she actually gave it to me to utilize. If you need more stuff other than talking in a mirror, affirmations are also good with forgiveness. YouTube forgiveness, TD Jakes, Oprah Winfrey, they're all there. Utilize it. Once I get myself established, we most definitely will talk further. I don't want to, I want to speak it into existence, and I am, but I just got some legalities I have to take care of before I announce the big announcement. Thank you for those who reached out to me also for speaking at their schools and stuff. We will work it out. I'll come to your areas, communities. We most definitely can talk about that. But to end it, this is what I want to say to everyone. If you don't know how to forgive, you cannot live. You cannot thrive. You cannot move forward, and you will always suffer. Forgiveness is to be free. Everyone, work on forgiveness. Call, reach out to me. Facebook, Instagram, instant messenger, email, text. I will answer you. I will get back with you. I am a preventive worker. A lot of my time is dealing with families and preventing families from being removed from their home. But I will get back to you as soon as I get it, as soon as I get a free moment. Please, self-care, forgiveness, self-care. Care about yourself. Love yourself. Have an amazing night. Sweet dreams to all. And don't forget our keyword, our postings about forgiveness all week. We'll work on it. Before we end, I just want to ask anyone if there's any topics that you want to discuss. I could most definitely do the research and get back to you, but these are for the communities that I grew up in, the friends that I've worked with, everyone who I love. I'm going to keep it on my Facebook. I'll repost this video. Watch it at your leisure time. Watch it on your lunch break. I love everyone. Have an amazing night. Good night.